Hi, I'm Avery Sanchez, and I'm here with my teammates, Sai Shah, Aiden Baker, Hasi Narayanam, and Tyler Haybeck, and together we are Holdmate. A few months ago, I joined the 18.2 million patients in the United States who are using Invisalign to straighten their teeth and ultimately achieve a confident smile. Throughout this process, I realized that I was just throwing my Invisalign into a napkin into my pocket or on the table. As you can see here, my Invisalign is on a napkin in the table. And this process is just not effective for me because I'm losing it all the time. This happened just this day. On my way home from dinner with my friends, I was 15 minutes into my drive when I realized my Invisalign's gone. All I can think of is my parents being so upset at me because my Invisalign is $100 to replace. Ultimately, I get back to the restaurant and I search high and low. My Invisalign is gone. And I'm just like, my parents are gonna be so mad, like what am I gonna do? But being in this business class, I have an entrepreneurial mind. I'm starting to think, what can I create to solve this issue? I came back with my team and we started brainstorming. When I realized that a napkin at a restaurant is being thrown away 100 or more times a day, but my phone being left there, it was gonna be sitting at the front waiting for me to claim it. Therefore, we created our product, a compact, durable, and detachable container that attaches seamlessly to any iPhone 12 or newer. As you can see here, our MagSafe technology is an array of magnets that attaches a bond between the iPhone technology you're using and the technology. Here's our demo, and you can see that it's very compact and slim. So when I'm texting or throwing it in my bag, it's not gonna be a hassle to me. Secondly, it's durable. It's keeping my Invisalign very safe throughout my day. And last, it's detachable. Although I can just take it off or throw it in my bag and put it back onto my phone, it's also not gonna fall off throughout my day.
Now, the typical user of our product is someone just like Avery, age 12 through 18, using Invisalign, but also having a really busy life. She has to balance school, sports, and a social life, which is how she often finds herself losing her Invisalign. While she's facing the problem of losing the Invisalign, the real problem is for her parents, who are our target customers. While she's just losing it, her parents are facing the problem of wasting time and money to take an appointment to get these replaced Invisalign. And they're taking time off of work, they're spending money, and it's just overall an inconvenience to have. Now, how many of you here have a phone? Raise your hand. All right, everyone. How many of you have a phone case on it? All right, you guys are all making up the $94 billion total addressable market. In the 2024 market, the mobile phone accessories was evaluated at $94 billion. Now, this is a pretty big number, right? So we have to consider teens aged 12 through 18, those that use Invisalign, and those that have iPhone 12 and above, because the MagSafe magnet, as mentioned before, is only compatible with phones 12 and above. So when we consider all these aspects, we fall at a serviceable addressable market of $137,214,000.
So I just want to take a step back here. A big thing about business is competition. How we deal with that is going to be a big thing. We have to make sure our product gives our customers something that their current solution does not. So that's why I want to introduce you guys to our biggest competitor yet, the napkin. This is the biggest solution for kids with Invisalign. This is the go-to solution right now because all their other solutions are big, bulky, clunky, and they're not stylish. At the top is the generic retainer case. As you can see, that doesn't look stylish. That doesn't look fun to carry around. And at the bottom is the Invisalign battery one. It's an odd shape. It doesn't seem like it would fit in a pocket well. It doesn't. And overall, it's not a fun thing to carry around. So how can we make sure that Invisalign is gonna reach the proper customers? There's two ways we're gonna do that. One is through orthodontist offices, and the second way is through our website. So I wanna dive in a little bit on the website. How are we gonna get our website out there? One way we're gonna do that is through social media. Social media is a great tool. I'm sure all of you have seen some sort of social media or have it yourselves. So Instagram and TikTok are the ones we're gonna be using. Those are the two biggest platforms at the time right now. They both have a conversion rate of about 0.9% to 1.5%. It costs us 3 cents per click and $2 per 1,000 views. So this is a very efficient tool we can use to grow our customer base. Now we're on to orthodontics. Orthodontics are great for us because we can present our discounts, we can present brochures and displays all in the office. This builds our credibility having it directly in the office, which will make customers more inclined to buy.
Now, moving on to our pricing strategy. We wanted to go with value-based pricing, meaning what the customer is actually willing to pay. Overall, we conducted 75 plus interviews with parents and got in contact with over 5 orthodontist offices to come up with our price at $20, which seems like the perfect price per unit. To break down our cost of goods, our 2 major costs are packaging at $2 and assembly at $2.50. Altogether, this cost equal $5.85 per unit. While putting our price at $20, that gives us a profit of $14 per unit, which has a gross margin profit percentage of 70.8%. Now, with that, we can confidently say that in the first year, we want to sell 400 units. With that, that's $5,660 in gross profit within the first year. To take a look at our market share, 0.004 is a small percentage of the market, but that leaves us plenty of room for opportunity and growth within the market.
The type of MVP we will be using is a prototype MVP. It allows us to send our product out to potential buyers and partnered orthodontists. In week 1, we want to hire a professional designer. Although we have our current design, it lacks a lot of functionality, like an actual hinge design. So we want to hire a professional freelancer to create a 3D printable model. This will cost us $250. In week 2, we want to manufacture and assemble our products. We'll make 3 batches of 25 products. This will cost us 3D printing material and magnets, which in total will be $150. In weeks 3 and 4, we will send our batches out to partnered orthodontists and receive feedback and information from their customers, and we will then repeat steps 1 and 2 again to refine our process.
So I want to introduce to you guys Skopek Orthodontists. This is our partner. They have agreed to pilot our prototype for us. We went over there, they loved the idea, and so this is our official partner, Skopek Orthodontists in North Barrington. They are a top 1% Invisalign distributor in the country. Each year, Invisalign posts rankings of who has sold the most Invisalign, and they're at the top of those rankings. This is a great opportunity for us to grow, as they also have multiple locations and serve thousands of patients each year. The reason why being orthodontist offices are so great is because it removes the friction out of the buying process. Holdmate is presented to the patients and parents at the most convenient time possible. This means we want to get Holdmate into the patient onboarding process, which makes it a regular routine. So Holdmate will be given to them at the perfect time. That's the key point here. Also, for social media, we need money to grow our social media, and this is why we're asking for $100. $100 going towards our social media will give us around 1,500 clicks and 30,000 views. Now, will this only help us get our landing page and our website out there? But this also helps us grow our customer platform, which makes us look more appealing to orthodontist offices.
Ultimately, we need your help. We need to get Invisalign containers like ours into hands of people like me. First, we ask you for $250 to create a professional design. Second, we ask you for $150 for our cogs so we can create and get it into the hands of people like me. And last, we ask for $100 in marketing so we can get our product in front of the right eyes in the right time. Our grand total that we ask from you is $500. This will help get Holdmate to be the go-to container case, and it will ultimately just make our product so much better. We thank you so much for your time, and we are Holdmate. Help us help you hold on to what's important.
Awesome. Great presentation.
Thank you.
You know what's a better price than $20? $0. Scopec should be branded on, like, branded Scopec, this kinds of thing. He gets it out there. He's got a QR code. You've got two branding opportunities, the exterior of the case and the interior, right? So you've got Holdmate can be part of it, but if Scopec paid you to do it and they can hand it out as a promotional material and all that kind of stuff, what a channel. I mean, my kids all went through Scopec and all that kind of stuff, like, but it would be a channel for them that they would
One of
pay.
many, one of many.
They would, yep, one of many, but excellent idea. I love that you're going with orthodontia, but think about the potential co-branding opportunities with the orthodontists.
They love putting their logos on stuff. I had Invisalign, and you get a bag and there's like 20 things in there, and it's like, they love doing that, right? Cause there's a lot of competition in the space and they don't, that's their advertising, so with their 100%.
I do think the way a lot of your money's going towards, or going towards developing a couple of iterations of the product and developing enough that you can have people test them. I feel like, and I don't know if there's a word to describe it, it's one of these good social media products where you have, that instant down of losing your Invisalign, but you didn't get your arm cut off, right? It's this like very short period of time where it's like, oh my God, that I feel like events like that resonate really well on social media when you're able to design that kind of marketing and people then like relate to it in a deep way, and you might get a lot higher engagement for selling a $20 or less product out there. So I think that's another avenue. So fine, if you can find ways to make funny, like I was cracking up at your restaurant thing because my kids lose crap like that all the time, and it's like,
My Invisalign's in my pocket right now, so I need a Holdmate.
It's kind of gross too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Sanitation, big concern, like a napkin.
Yeah. I went through it, so I know. The biggest thing I learned here today is that parents are buying their kids Invisalign. Is that a new thing? I thought that was like an adult
It's
thing.
instead of braces.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
I don't know if I trust my kid.
That's why my parents
Talking
were
to
skeptical
Scopec,
about it.
It's on the rise.
Yeah, it's braces.
The
Yeah.
numbers,
That's great. But is the pricing in line, or is this just a Barrington thing where we're all like in the
It's
Barrington bubble?
instead of traditional braces now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
even like
pretty
countrywide,
growing
yeah.
alternative to braces.
Yep.
it's a growing market.
All right.
Actually, yeah, four of
well,
us
Yeah,
that's-
ourselves
4 out of
have.
5 of us
4
have had Invisalign.
Yeah.
Have you looked?
And
so-
choose sugarless gum. Yeah.
That's, interesting. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to get on this line for my So one of the biggest problems that I had with Invisalign was, okay, take it out, eat whatever, and then I gotta put it back in, and it's gross. Like it starts smelling, right? Especially towards the end of the tray cycle. They want you to brush it and all this stuff. Where am I going with this?
Tyler has a great idea for you.
Okay,
Actually, I've started developing a scented liner that can go in there and give off a flavor and a scent that smells nice, like peppermint. And I can develop a lot of other
Okay.
scents that smell nice.
okay. Or what about like, so that's okay. What if you considered something where this seals for drippage, right? That's one thing where if it's not sealed, something, saliva, or if like I wanted to spray Listerine or whatever
Yeah.
while it's out, that doesn't leak out and stuff. So is that part of your design?
That's something that'll come with the design, right?
Okay.
So we have the early one, but we don't really know how to design a lash and something that can seal. So that's where that money would go towards for the designer, getting something that sits flush perfectly,
Yeah.
small,
It's easy to clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, make careful of the corners too, cause like
Yeah,
We
we wanna
want a
make
round
sure it's
look.
pull it
round.
out, yeah, okay, good.
I was just gonna add, if you're gonna hook it onto the back of the phone, I mean, it's nice, cause it's there pretty well. If you can add something for a card or an ID, something in
Yeah.
addition,
Yes.
cause you can still brand on the side, you can still brand on top of that, that way it can be maybe an all-in-one.
Multifunctional, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Is Scopec your only orthodontist partner that you're working with?
So we've reached out to many. They're the one that kind of gave us the most response. We have more upcoming, like in the first months, but we just reached out to Scopec. I think it was last week we met with them. So although it is the only one as of now, we are in contact with others. We just don't have anything official with any of the other ones yet.
It might be worth it just to make some, stickers on a Cricut or something, make, when you 3D print, make 10, 20, stick them on there.
Yeah.
The logos and just send them or bring them there. Be like, hey, made this for you, what do you think? People need to visualize it and see it. And kind of on that note, that for the advertising stuff that you're asking for, do you have plans for like a 3D rendered video? You're gonna need the CAD anyway, right? There's gonna have to be some CAD. So it shouldn't take a lot to make that into a video.
I'd be primarily the one who would make like the 3D model, like videos, so like it'd be like what you're explaining, like.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like crazy.
Yeah.
Just wanna actually see the product, wanna see how the lid opens, Invisalign's going in, closing, like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to see in May.
Alright.
From you guys.
Also, like you could totally be, you should be playful with this.
Yeah.
Like the branding, the playful, like open it up, it's like feed me, this is kind of like you could be playful with the branding. It's something that when it's on there, it's gonna be, I think we'll make some rounded edges. I know that's all coming in the design, but I want the follow-up product, the second product should be a built-in AirTag or Find My in there as well. So if it comes off, it'll beat you when you leave it at the restaurant. So.
It wouldn't be hard, I don't know if they have the space too, I had the exact same thought, where you're already doing a model, the cost of the product to add a little raised thing where the AirTag can sit in there and not roll around
Yeah, it's not.
is exactly the same as if you didn't have it.
Yeah.
Right, no difference.
Yeah.
There's no cost in the plastic or anything like that.
Yes.
So play with it, see if you can put that in sometime in the beginning, anything that adds to the value, like, cause $100 a tray, or, I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah, and as I spoke to my mom, obviously about our idea, we came up with this idea together, my mom and I. So, just like she's like, I don't even care if it's on the back of my phone and it's gonna be bulky. It's not left, and I'm not paying for another one. Like, so it's like, yes, it's a little bit inconvenient, but that's what we're working on, keeping it slim. But ultimately, you're not paying that extra money.
So it's a
How long
$20
does-
investment.
How long does a typical Invisalign treatment last?
For me, I'm on my last tray, so unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to use this one. But for me, I started it in August and I'm done now. But I know my friends have it for a year and a half, 2 years, so having this is really an investment.
So the
Yeah.
likelihood of losing your Invisalign is very high.
Yes,
Very
yes.
high. It's like probably 40 different trays in the span of your treatment
Yeah.
Okay.
that
I
you're
had
switching
20.
through.
And I switch it every 10
Can
days.
you find stats on that?
Yes, that's why we were talking to Scopec.
Yeah.
Scopec literally had people come in and say,
Yeah.
my Invisalign cracked in the Invisalign case, like in their pocket. Like, people have actually said, oh my God, I wish I could have it on my phone.
It's a big problem too, cause if you miss a week, you can't skip it, you have to.
Exactly.
You need to
If
go
have the
get another
stats on
one.
How much they come in for replacement or anything like that, it's like
Yeah.
it pays for itself.
And now the
Yeah.
So I think
orthodontist-
I think your appeal for the pricing should be not how much does this object cost, but what does it save? You know,
Yeah.
if you relative to the likelihood of losing it at least once and the badness of going offline with one of your trays, and screwing up your
Yeah.
route, it's.
Can I, do the orthodontists, do they like it when the customers lose the trays and they spend more money? Like, honestly, right?
We were talking to Scopec about it.
Yeah?
They said, although it might seem like that, it's not worth it because,
You guys had the wherewithal to ask that. That's
yes,
impressive.
they said they have to take more time when they could normally be rotating customers and increasing their customer base. They can't do that because they have to
They have to
get these people
resize,
back in.
yeah.
Because with the Invisalign treatments, they only have to see people a couple times a month. So they wanna circle as many customers as they can. They don't wanna increase the amount of visits.
Cause you're basically paying a fixed price for the whole
Exactly.
Invisalign.
They're not
visit. The
getting
more you go
anything
in there, the more it
Yeah,
costs him.
and for me, I would have a appointment every 2 or 3 weeks, and I'd go in, they'd give me my next set of 5 trays, and then I'd leave. So it's like,
Yeah.
when you don't need to be constantly fitting a new Invisalign and sending it to your producers, you're saving a lot of time with the people you really need to be with.
Right.
And so
Makes
another
sense.
thing I just wanna touch on real quick is, when we were at Scopec, they showed us how they make the Invisalign. They don't like just print it out. They actually have to take a mold and then grind stuff out and then plaster it. They have to do a ton of stuff. So it takes them more time to redo the trays than it would seem.
$500.
That's good for the ads.
$500.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great idea.